This is an interview for Peep-magazine. We're standing in number 3, Old George Yard, Newcastle. We're here with the owner, David, and he owns a store called ERRATIC. We're going to have a little chat with him about his clothes, his trainers, some traditional pieces, some contemporary pieces. Hi David, thanks for letting us come down and have a chat with you about your brand, ERRATIC, about your clothes, about some of the trainers, some of your graphics that you do, some of the influential marketing that you do, even though you're not really interested in marketing. But
just kind of happens just organically.
Just sporadic.
Just people get in touch.
Erratic.
Sporadic. People get in touch and they say they like it, and I send some pieces out. I don't really kind of hunt out. It just kind of happens naturally.
Can I ask how you came about having this store, and what was the motivation to get your own brand?
I got the store just completely by chance, actually. I play the guitar. This used to be a guitar shop. I came in to see the guy that used to have the guitar shop, and Brian. And when I was in here, he said, "Oh, actually, I'm retiring soon. I'm getting rid of old stock. I'm retiring." So I said, "Well, can I have a look upstairs?" He showed me upstairs, and I thought, "Wow, this would make a really great clothes shop for my brand and design studio." So it was just completely by chance. I didn't ever plan to have a clothes shop. I have no idea of retail, but I thought, well, I've got this amazing opportunity. He's retiring, so he actually kept it. He had a word with the agents, and he kept the shop for me, so it didn't actually go on the open market, and I got the shop. To have the brand, I'm a fashion designer, so I've always done that as a business.
You studied at St Martin's College, St Martin's University in London?
St Martin's School of Art.
St Martin's School of Art. Can you maybe talk about that, how you got there and what motivated you to study fashion?
Fashion, looking back, when I was younger, I think I was always interested in clothes. When I was at school, I used to wear Dr. Martens. I never used to wear the uniform. I used to wear Dr. Martens, and I used to wear these check shirts. Yeah. And I never used to wear a tie. I used to get away with murder. And I remember my mum once, when I was very little, commenting, "How would you get away with not wearing a uniform?" Anyway, once a year when they used to do the school photograph, they used to push a tie on me with this check shirt. So I was always really into clothes, from a very young age. And then when I was getting maybe to a teenager, I used to look around all the stores in Newcastle, plan what I was going to buy, wait till they were in sale, and then come around and buy everything up. I was starting to get interested in brands. A friend of mine, he used to go to more of the designer shops. There was one called Life just down from the Monument, and he used to buy. He said to me, "David, you should really save up and start getting Armani and Catherine Hamnet, like more of the designer brands." So he kind of really introduced me into when I was about 13, 14, into like the high-end level fashion brand, and it was when Armani was just starting to be sold in the UK. And with St Martin's School of Art, actually, I went to art school. And I nearly did graphics, but then I've always, I chose to do fashion design on a BTEC, and I remember the lecturer saying, "You're not going to do women's wear because you're a guy. You just assumed you weren't going to do women's wear." So I thought, well, I'm going to do women's wear.
A bit sexist.
I know. At the time, she said, "Oh, you're obviously not going to do women's wear." And I thought, well, why not? So I did what I want, and I did men's and women's wear, and then I worked really hard throughout the course, because I felt as if she just didn't want me to get on and things like that, and I worked really hard, and I got on to St Martin's School of Art, and I was over the moon. It's the best place in the world. It's where John Galliano have gone, and Alexander McQueen. Stella McCartney was like the year above me. She used to be a friend of mine. So yeah, St Martin's was amazing.
Oh wow! And I take it you had did you have like a final year exhibition where you...
Yeah, final year fashion show. I'm actually going to St Martin's School of Art fashion show next week on the 29th. St Martin's now is just behind King's Cross. When I studied at St Martin's, it was on Charing Cross Road, the old fashion school. Sadly, the old fashion school is now being sold, and it's all these luxury flats. Right on Charing Cross Road. The new St Martin's just behind King's Cross. It's beautiful. It's all just in the one place now.
And you briefly mentioned that you work with brands like Chanel, Armani, YSL, and Burberry.
Yeah.
Could you maybe talk about? Did you collaborate rate with them, or
it was just working with the brand on design and for styling and that type of thing. Yeah.
right? Got any little stories you want to share of helping these brands?
Yeah. We did a photo shoot for Armani. I remember the team from Armani came across from Milan to check out what we were doing, and we did it in the Armani had an exhibition on in the Royal Academy of Arts, and it was the winter. It was about January, and we're doing this photo shoot, and we had to do it through the night because the Royal Academy of Arts for the Armani exhibition was open to the public. We did like an advertising campaign. And I was the fashion stylist for Armani worldwide with his new collection set against some of the older pieces that were in the exhibition. When we finished the shoot and we went out into London, it was snowing. It had been snowing all night, and we left the shoot at about 4 a.m. There was no traffic. The whole of London was totally white with snow.
Wow.
And that always sticks in my mind. I'll never see London like it again. And it was like about 2 inches worth of snow, and the whole of London was like crisp, and it was like a beautiful winter wonderland. Yeah, and coming out after doing the Armani, advertising was really, it was an amazing job to do. This is like palettes and the Corteiz, the Supreme jackets here, the wool Supreme jackets that I sell, Corteiz hoodie, and the joggers. This is the Supreme jogger. These are my t-shirts, which is This Guy Needs Therapy, which is based on like the Jamie Reed design. This I felt better with all the skulls.
And these are all your designs?
My designs. This is the one I did with a big oil pastel bar, the No One Is Innocent, so I'm all against like nuclear weapons. So that's that one. A digital skull, which I do on the decks there as well, with the ERRATIC graffiti tag. The bone juggler, which I do in the cap, the embroidered cap as well. And then this is based on, I'm all against like the Native American, the Red Indians that were wiped out by Westerners, and this is basically the Red Indian has shot the sheriff through the head because they should have never have been invaded by them. So that's all hand drawn, and it's got ERRATIC on the teeth there and the E for the ERRATIC.
Wow. Your love of streetwear, skateboarding and street art, was this the catalyst to start this brand?
Yeah, the brand's actually got quite a bit of a story. So I was a skateboarder when I was a young kid. I used to love to skateboard. I was on a skateboard every day when I was a kid, like totally addicted to it. I used to do some kind of like graffiti art when I was a young teenager as well, and do my own graffiti tag. And then the actual name for the brand, ERRATIC, that came from my mum telling me the story of when we were over in the woods walking another border collie sheepdog, and it was about 25 years ago. She said, David, I was out with a fisherman in Scotland steering the fishing boat. The fisherman came up to check on my steering. The fisherman had said, "You're ERRATIC." As soon as she said the word ERRATIC to me, my mum, I was like, wow, Mum, what an amazing name for young people for a clothing brand, and did nothing with it. Then later on, my mum sadly became quite, she got quite ill with Alzheimer's, and we were always best friends. She got me hooked on drawing and painting since I was about 2, and kind of my whole career to my mum, really. So I give up working, traveling around with the fashion industry. I used to travel a lot to China, obviously London, all the different cities. I moved in with my mum, and a couple of years down the line, I thought, you know what, I'm going to start this ERRATIC brand. And it's just like very small, very simple thing to do, like the t-shirts and things and the boards, and it doesn't take so much money to start and so much time and effort to put into it. So yeah, it was all, this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for my mum. So my mum was like, she gave me the name, and then I did the graffiti tag, which is this on the label there, and so that fits in the graffiti tag. Then the skateboarding, which is my interest as well. I've always loved skateboarding. So yeah, if it wasn't for my mum telling me that story, the ERRATIC brand wouldn't exist. ERRATIC, Rosie, come here. The ERRATIC brand now, I've trademarked it. In the USA, I've trademarked it all around the world for 3 categories. So it's trademarked in like Japan, USA, all over the place. So I want to develop it into a much larger brand worldwide. Sadly, my mum just passed away. I did London Fashion Week with the brand, Stuart Trevor invited me to do London Fashion Week. He's the founder of All Saints. And I did London Fashion Week with him. He in a building that he owns in London, near Old Street. He said, David, he's been watching my brand for a while. He said, David, just come down with your brand. I'll pay for the model agency. The whole model agency was there. Fashion photographer. We had a showroom for 6 hours, and then we had a big party on the night from 6 p.m. till about midnight. There was 800 people from the fashion and press kind of worldwide who were there for London Fashion Week. They all turned up, and some big stores kind of see my brand and they liked it. But sadly, about a week later, my mum passed away, so I haven't actually started to push it yet. But I want to really kind of, for her, because I used to always say to my mum, you know, it's our brand, it's like, you know, erratic, and my mum always wanted to be a fashion designer. So yeah, in case to say, Mum, this is our brand and this is our shop, you know. So for her memory as well, I want to kind of make the brand a success. Yeah. So once the time's right, I will start to kind of wholesale for different shops. I don't want to name any of the shop names over on this interview quite yet, but there's been quite a lot of big shops quite interested since London Fashion Week in some backers and financial backers, etc. So I just need to, maybe in about 6 months' time, kind of start getting in touch with these people. Yeah.
Wish you the best of luck with
This
that.
is a new design I've just done, which is like the punk Mickey Mouse. So this is I do it all. Just, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I did, but it's all just done by hand. Never touched the computer for that. So we ain't no rich kids. And then I just do some of the tie-dye pieces, which is like the
you
nice
seem to
bright
be
blue.
into a lot of the tie-dye.
Yeah, the tie-dye. I love the tie-dye. The bright green is very popular. And I do like the red one, and the red hoodies. The purple, this is a very bright one. I love the bright colours. But then I also do like the burgundy, which is popular, a bit more muted down. So yeah, got many more products to put out when I open upstairs. I sell the trainers, so I resell a lot of the Adidas, because I've always loved trainers since I was a kid. So I've got like the Adidas brand new boxed, and then other ones which are like the Nike, etc.
I'm really interested in these ones down the bottom, these Lanvin.
This is like the Lanvin. This is one of the first ever luxury brands, so it's a bit like Prada, Lanvin Paris. So these are the bumpers. So they're actually supposed to have that kind of worn look, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Also, those are brand new?
These are brand new. They're about 800 retail, but I've got them now just for like £200, brand new with the box. Yeah, really nice trainers.
Love those.
Yeah, so that's it really. I mean, now I've got the vintage pieces, you know, which are here. So I have a lot of like the Adidas, and all sorts of bits like the Pringle jumpers, the wool Pringle jumpers, and I have some nice pieces of. This is the Stussy, like the late 90s Stussy hoodie, really good quality. Kenzo.
And you've got the same there again, but in a sweatshirt form.
Yeah, bright yellow.
The American Indian.
And I do some like on camo as well. The camo t-shirts are nice. Black on black's nice.
Would it be fair in saying that you're kind of marketing to the disengaged youth or the disconnected kids with families and communities? Is that kind of who your target audience is?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think my target audience is like, to be honest with you, I'm not really into marketing. I think I just design clothes. I don't really think too much about the target audience. I just design really good quality, well-designed clothes, and whoever likes it, and who doesn't. And it's as simple as that. And I always think that with fashion.
Right,
People look too much into it, and I can't stand the word trend, and actually the word, I'm not actually that interested in fashion itself. I'm more like I think myself as an artist, and I just love clothing, but yeah, I don't like trends and marketing. I think if a design is good, it markets itself. I think about the design. I'm a designer, so I think about the artistic side and the design side, and that's it.
On a tail of that, I know you've said that you're not really keen on the marketing and the demographic and stuff, but would you
See you later.
Would you say punk culture, skateboarding, hip hop, the whole graffiti vibe? Would that be? You know where I'm going with that? Is that the kind of audience you're kind of looking at? I'm asking basically the same question.
And I know you are, yeah, but I think we should get away from all of that because I can't stand it. I don't hate to think about marketing. Right. I think my audience can just be anybody.
We'll scratch out the word marketing.
And it can be anyone from like 6 years old to 80 years old. Yeah. And if they like it, they like it.
Would it be safe in saying you take inspiration from the Patagonia brand because they had another marketing thing, but they had a Black Friday marketing campaign called "Don't Buy This Jacket," and they stand against consumerism and the over consumption of clothes. And I know you're quite big on sustainability and 100% cotton and all the rest of it. So could you maybe?
I'm not really influenced by any other brand, and I just kind of do what I want to do. But I do think about the environment, and I'm really into nature, and the fashion industry is such a kind of wasteful and polluting industry. It's like I think about the 4th biggest polluter in the world. So yeah, my brand is like organic cotton. When I package things, I hate to use plastic. One of the big turning points for me was when I went on holiday in Bali, and I went for a swim into the sea the first day I was there, and I'm swimming in the sea and I feel all this thin plastic. The whole sea was covered in plastic. And on the same day, they were letting out these little baby turtles, and one of them just went over my foot and went in. I thought, wow, this is amazing. But I thought, wow, these little baby turtles are going into the sea covered in plastic. And there was a guy who was swimming nearby. He was from Australia. He told me the story. In Indonesia, the currents all come into this Kuta beach, which I think is quite good because it's really close to the airport, so everybody gets to see it. The beach is covered in plastic, the sea's full of plastic, and ever since then I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and make my brand kind of plastic free, and everything's kind of good quality cotton. It's a natural fibre, it's organic. I don't use any plastic in packaging when I post products out, etc., etc. So yeah, we all need to try and do a little bit to kind of protect the environment.
Can we talk about some of the pieces you've got in the shop, because some of the pieces you don't see anywhere else, and I quite like that you've got things in here that I've not seen before, like for example
well, I'll show you the new cap I've just done.
Right.
The new caps I've just done. So I've just done these. These are like a new design I did, and they're not even, I haven't done a shoot with them or anything yet. So there's this one with a ERRATIC patch, and this is the red one. Really nice pieces. I've got the new black on black. This is a new t-shirt as well, new design I've done.
Can you tell me about this brand? I don't know this brand either.
Yeah. Oh, this is Corteiz, this is the Corteiz brand.
Some of these things you can't get in Newcastle.
Yeah, this Corteiz brand's really taken off. They did some collaboration with Supreme and with Nike with the N95s. Really good brand, really good streetwear brand. Really taken off in the last couple of years.
There was a really nice little piece I seen, I think, on your Instagram page where, I don't know if you realise you do it or not, but you do user-generated content. You maybe send it out to an influencer, and the influencer starts wearing your clothes. And then I seen one that you sent out to a lady in the USA, and she got attacked by a dog, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, literally, most of the people I've sent the clothes out to, I'm always getting messaged off people around the world and saying they love the brand, and so this girl, she liked the brand, and I sent her some clothes out. She's a skateboarder. She's called Brooklyn Hori, she really loved the brand. But just as I was on its way to her in LA, she was petting a pit bull, and it actually bit. It just kind of went for and bit the whole of her. And God, she used to be a model for Dickies. She was called like a Dickies girl, She's a beautiful looking girl. I mean, she's went through a lot of surgery now, and I think it's made her a stronger person. If you follow her on Instagram, she's very inspirational. She hasn't let it overshadow her life, and she's been very strong throughout this kind of awful experience. But yeah, she's a great ambassador for the brand. I would like to do kind of more with her in the future, and now I can travel. You know, maybe I could maybe go out and maybe visit some of these people. Would be nice. But yeah, she's really great. If you check her out, Brooklyn Hoary.
Just as we're chatting about that, because she's put a post on about a kind of reconstruction of a part of her face, and I think it's really interesting to see someone like herself coming through the trauma like that. And
exactly. I mean, she did a shot. I couldn't believe she did it. It was like so nice that she did it. But she did a shot with the Skate With Me Now and Forever on the top, and she did that, and she had her lip plastered, and it was literally like a week after she had that lip bit off, and I thought, wow. And she just felt like obliged that she needed to post something.
I happen to see these as well, these Carhartt.
Yeah, the Carhartt. I do the Carhartt double knee, and these are a really good price, you know, just $45 for the double knee ones, and it's all like different wear, you know, and these ones are really interesting because these are like naturally worn, and I love the fact that I would have had these, but they're not my size, with all the nice worn holes and things, you know. Really nice style.
So with the Erratic brand, who designs the graphics? Who comes up with the concepts? Yourself?
Me. Everything. Oh, wow. Everything's me. I hand draw everything. I don't touch a computer. I hate computers.
Right.
I hate digital, full stop. I just like...
Why?
I kind of grew up with very artistic kind of old school art materials, I say, with like the pencil, the pen, and you know, not the pen, I hate, more like the pencil and oil pastel, etc, etc. So yeah, I kind of grew up as being an artist. My mum was an amazing artist, and I learned how to use all the medium, and I just keep with that, and I just do everything organic. And when I was at St. Martin's, you know, I used to use these stands and make all the kind of couture clothing, and it's all kind of just tactile with your hands, you know. And that's how I make the brand a little bit more special.
I don't really like the whole idea of a screen, or glass or plastic, and drawing with a pen. I need. It feels like part of the soul's lost in that interaction.
Definitely.
Whereas it's paper and pen and hand. I feel much more absolutely, and much more in tune and soulful
with the paper.
It's like people who read books as books and then read Kindle. It's the same thing. There's something tangible about books that you don't get.
I'm glad the Kindle never really took off, did it? It was.
It's still about,
but it didn't take over, and people thought it was going to take over. I'm glad it didn't.
Well, when
I like a book as well.
When computers came out, it was all thinking that the book's going to die completely.
I know.
And Waterstones is thriving.
I know. Thanks.
So it's great.
Yeah.
It's not good for the environment with all those trees, but if they use recycled paper, brilliant.
Yeah.
Talking about user-generated content, I've also seen Art Garfunkel Jr. wear an Erratic sweatshirt.
Yeah, he loves the brand. So I met him. I worked with him on a concert he did at when it was the Sage, and I met him and his dad. I got on really well with the two of them, and he loved the brand, you know. So I sent him some pieces out. And again, it was this red tie-dye. He's been wearing the red tie-dye. He's been wearing the bone juggler cap. Maybe we can do some shots of that later. And he loves the brand. He absolutely loves the name. He loves everything about it. And he keeps on saying he wants to collaborate more. So I'll probably try and do some more things with him.
Wow.
And apparently he's going to come and visit the shop soon. He's coming to the UK with his dad. I think they're going to do some recording in London. And I'll probably meet him in London, and he's going to come here. But Art Garfunkel Jr. is doing very well now in Germany, and he's doing a lot of his old, his dad's old songs. Simon and Garfunkel. He loves the brand, so I'm really happy. He's a really nice guy, and his dad's really lovely as well. So I'm really happy to have him wear the brand.
You've got plans to maybe develop upstairs in the future? Or?
Yeah. Plan to do upstairs. I mean, I have a couple of original Jamie Reeds up here. If you want to take a couple of shots of them.
Yeah.
You see up here, this is the this week only welcome stores. That's 1 of 100, and this one up here is like only 1 of a handful, printed on fabric. The Bambi, signed by Jamie Reed. So one of the designs I do is kind of based on his. One of the designs I do is this one, which is like the Jamie Reed
Can you tell us who Jamie Reed is?
Jamie Reed is the designer for the pistols.
Okay.
And he was very famous for just cutting out of newspaper the text. Okay. Apparently he was on his way to the design meeting for the cover of, I think it was Nevermind the Bollocks, or one of these designs, and he did it in the back of a taxi with a newspaper that he had and he just cut out the text and slapped it on an A4 piece of paper apparently. But that's what I did with this one. This guy needs help. You can see it's been newspaper with a grey there, and I just cut those out of newspaper, and then I have like a bit of a punk feel to it here with the trompe-l'oeil effect of the safety pin going through the woven label, so it kind of harks to the
nice
punk
little
feel,
accent, isn't it?
Yeah, nice accent.
So most people associate Vivienne Westwood and Malcolm McLaren with the pistols, and you don't really get to know about the illustrations and the drawings and stuff. And that was Jamie Reed.
Jamie Reed,
right?
Yeah, he sadly just died about like 4 months ago. Jamie Reed died.
Just after Vivienne, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, must have been. Yeah, just after Vivienne.
Right.
So, yeah, the artwork is really collectible now, you know. So they're the only two pieces I've got of Jamie Reed, but I really like them. You can see there. You see the Sex Pistols text. It's just cut out.
Yeah. Yeah, I recognise it from the Great Rock and Roll Swindle cover.
Exactly.
I used to study that.
That's the one.
For hours.
Yeah, that's the one that he did. Just cut out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
The design of the shop, it took a long time to design it. You know, I had the shop for a year before I opened it up and kind of hacked away at the walls and just left that all plain. You know, it's all new ceiling. I took 8 months to actually renovate the shop.
Really?
The shop was a bit of a mess.
And that's all your work? Have you had people in?
I did nearly all of it myself, but me and my friend, you know, we worked together and did all the construction work mostly. We didn't have anybody in, we did it all ourselves. And then my friend,
that's the best way, isn't it?
Then my friend at the end, he did like an hour and painted the walls.
Oh, I was going to ask about this, yeah.
This is Bob Zilla, so he painted the walls. He did the big pots on the quayside. And upstairs I have the walls done. I'm happy with that.
Have you got an exit strategy? So would you be interested in an external company buying this brand? Is that something that you would?
Yeah, maybe in the future. I would probably not sell the whole brand. I would still like to be like the main stakeholder. So maybe I would sell like 49% and I would keep 51%, or do 50-50 possibly, but no more than that.
Just a note on registering a brand. Have you registered the word mark and the logo?
Yeah, everything's all trademarked.
Just you've got to be 100% with that. I know a bit about it, and some people, I'm not saying you, but some people make the mistake of registering the logo and thinking that's a trademark on the ERRATIC.
Nobody can use the name ERRATIC on clothing, on skateboards, on surfboards. All the sportswear goods can't use the word ERRATIC, and for clothing and footwear, and then for the retail sale of as well.
You basically still want hands-on experience with the clothing, the designs, the drawing, the selling.
For now. I mean, similar to Sean Stussy, he sold his brand, Stussy.
Right, yeah.
He completely sold it. So maybe in the future, if I just want to retire and not be designing anymore, maybe that will come in the future. But in the near future, I would like to have an investor up to about 50%, you know. But yeah, because you need the fashion brand, you need a lot of money, a lot of investment, and I want this to be an international brand. I've already done the back work by trademarking it worldwide for 3 categories. So yeah, I would need some kind of investment to get that going, really.
David, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
interviewing me today.
Thanks for having a little show us around the store. Got a brilliant store, mate, and I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you.